Actually, we're going to let everybody in and admitting. Hello, everybody. My gosh, so exciting. So good. Kim Sorrell is here and Jocelyn. Yay. So good. And Wendy. Yes, so good. And Jared, I feel like we're like coming home. Jamie, this is going to be so fun. Who's excited? Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Let's let everybody in, everybody in, everybody in. Okay, we are getting there. Here we go. Okay. I feel like I need a buddy. I need a buddy in letting people in. Let's see here. Okay, I think I'll be okay. All right, we'll go. Hey, everybody. So, in case you're new, I see a couple people kind of new. So, we'll go ahead and just speak to you first. Welcome to the Do the Thing, Say Yes and Figure It Out family. It's actually kind of exciting because we're all here because we're listening to the first episode of Kristin's podcast, and I'm actually on it. So it's a conversation of her and I. And actually, it's funny in the I did a live earlier in the collaboration group. An email went out that said I had listened to it recently, and I did not listen to it. So that email was not right. But that's okay. Copy is great. I have not listened to it since probably when we first did it. So I'm like probably more excited than anyone to like listen to it as a group because like everything that we do here is like we want to do it in community, like right, like who wants to do it alone, and so for those of you that don't know me, my name's Stacey Lauren. I'm the founder of Do the Thing, and I do this thing called my people parties, which you are inside of right now. Raise your hand if you're in the boot campers, yes. And then or if you've been to my people party, my people party, yes, everyone. And so it's super fun, super exciting, super activating. And it's when we have a goal of the party. And then there's a structure that's already ingrained. And then there's a format. So the format for my party, this party right now, our party, is we're listening to Kristin's podcast. And I don't even know what's going to happen today because we're not just listening to the podcast. But when Kristin's around and we're saying yes and figuring out, it's like and doing the thing. I mean, it's like I don't know what's about to happen. But we're gonna go on a cruise. We're gonna go on a yacht. We're gonna go. We don't know what's happening, but all I know is something is going to happen. And so I'm so excited to introduce Kristin. For those of you that don't know her, she is so fun. She is somebody that I think it took me like a year and a half of like long conversations at dinner whenever we would go to Houston as part of Eileen Wilder's mastermind. And I'm like, Kristin, let's run a challenge. And she's like, 17 days? That's too long. You got to shorten the challenge. So then Kristin was the one that got me to start doing 5-day challenges, which was funny. And then when her book came out, we ran our first challenge, Say Yes and Figure It Out. And then when the auction started happening, we ran the Get Your Offer into Momentum challenge. And so super, super, super fun. So, Kristin, for anyone that doesn't know you, share more about you. Also, talk about your podcast as well.
What's up, everybody? So good to see my friends and people I don't know. If you're asleep on this Monday afternoon, you are not going to be asleep after this. That is my promise. I am a 2-time best-selling author and a 3-time award-winning entrepreneur. I spent 20 years in corporate America. Oh, and I have a really fun thing happening Friday because it's my 3-year anniversary of getting fired. So you got to come hang out with me that day. That's going to be this just in another format. And basically, I turned what happened to me into what happened for me. And I've been iterating and saying yes and figuring it out ever since. And what I do is I help people make more money by selling whatever they sell for higher, somebody say higher in the chat, for higher prices, and to sell one to many and just have more fun. And yes, I'm so glad to have met Stacey and so many people from this community literally right here along the way. And for those of you I don't know, I can't wait to get to know you. Bill, good to see you. Good to see you, Bill. And Shelby and so many people. Oh my gosh, all of you, all of you, all of you. You don't start naming names because then everyone's like, why didn't you say my name? Anyway, that's a little bit about me. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
and the podcast. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's so good because like I was saying before I went live in the collaboration group before, and I was like, it's kind of cool because like I don't even think when we planned doing this podcast listening party that we were both birthing like really big things, but you have your 3-year celebration from like, not being employed anymore. I'm birthing something brand new on Saturday. I'm so glad they're not on the same days because we didn't talk to each other about either of them. And I was like, thank God. So now you guys can go to both. But I'm birthing the newest Do the Thing thing happening on Saturday. So between both, it's like you guys have all of your do the thing. Yes, Jared. You have all of your listening pleasure there. But yeah, so I remember, Kristen, your podcast kind of got a little bit birthed when it was Hurricane. It was like Hurricane Houston, right? And Kim was there. Weren't you there? Wasn't it you? Yeah, Kim was there. Kim was there. It was like, wasn't it? It was during the hurricane, right? Wasn't it like rain? Like we couldn't even go in our rooms. So we're like in the lobby.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember, Kim? Do you want to can you just share your part of that? And then for anyone that doesn't know you, I'd love you to introduce yourself too.
Hey, I'm Kim Sorrell. Nice to see everybody. Always, always, always. And nice to be here. And yeah, so you know how you're drawn to certain people? You just walk into a room and somehow you just migrate over to certain people. I don't know if it's a shared energy. Somebody probably could explain why that is way better than I can. But Stacey and Kristin are two of those people that I gravitate toward always when I'm in a room with them before I even knew them. And we were sitting in the lobby in Houston because there was no power. We didn't have any lights. And Stacey's like, you guys can all start a podcast. Just get out your phone right now and just type this in right here. Okay, now type this. Okay, do this. Oh, now you got a podcast. Don't worry about a name. Just call it your own name, whatever. And it was so fun. And I thought, man, Kristin, of anybody that could do an incredible job on a podcast, Kristin would be a person. She's so great with people. She's so great with caring and listening. And she's a genius when it comes to selling for hire. And so anyway, it was so fun. It was just so fun hanging out with you guys
So
always.
good. What's funny about that is I think my interview with you, Kristen, was before that, but it just hadn't gone on a podcast yet. So I think that even Trab, I don't remember, but potentially you might remember more. But yeah, Kristen, tell us, what is your podcast? Why'd you start it? What are you excited about today doing this with us?
Has anybody ever started and stopped something more than one time? Wave at me. Okay, so this is like the fourth iteration of my podcast. I first started one when I wrote Be a Better Sales Leader because I was interviewing people and I was like, oh, I should make this into a podcast. And so that exists. And then I started the one with Stacey, well, at the Hurricane Mastermind. And then I started another one for Say Yes and Figure It Out. And this is now the Kristin Gutierrez podcast. Model it after somebody else that you admire. Mel Robbins calls her podcast the Mel Robbins podcast. So there we go, right? If you're looking for a podcast name, Kim Sorrell, even it's the Kim Sorrell show, right? So same. Yeah. So anyway, the Kristin Gutierrez podcast got launched officially this year. Oh my gosh, I know how to monetize it. And not just for pennies, but for like big dollar amounts. I'm so excited. And what me and my team started doing was re-releasing all of the old episodes all over the place in this podcast. And sure enough, I uploaded this episode we're about to listen to on 2X. Like 1X is going to be really hard for me, but we'll manage on 2X. And I was like, oh my God, Stacey, this is so good. I cannot. I'm so glad you haven't listened to it yet. She's like, "Oh my God, let's do a My People party and listen to it together." So that's why we're here and that's what happened.
Okay, so I'm excited. This is going to be fun. And for those of you that have been a part of this journey and maybe you've been a part of the Do the Thing challenges or the challenges that I've been doing with Kristen, feel free to put something in the comments and say, yes, it's been amazing. And it's been like really fun to just see everything get birthed real time. And actually, it was Kristen's challenge, the Say Yes and Figure It Out challenge. I think, yeah, I think it was the first Say Yes and Figure It Out challenge or the second, maybe the second time we ran it, was when the auction was birthed right before. And then we said yes and figured it out. And then we did the auction. So everyone did that challenge. Anyway, it's been fun. It's been a while. And then Kristen spoke at my $1 billion impact event and she did like a My People party there. It was a live facilitation hot seat session for those of you in the boot camp where she was like on stage, did a hot seat with Sandy, Missouri, helped her figure out her offer real time. And then we sold it at the auction. And Sandy had, I think, the best converting offer that day, which was really exciting. So with that, we want to hear from you guys. And then we're going to listen to the podcast. But if a couple people want to raise their hand and share why you're here, what you're excited about. Would love to see and hear from. Yay, Jared. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I saw so many hands up. I said, well, let me get in where I fit in. Nah, but like so I was about to type this. I should just push return or enter right now. Stacey will have you on that stage being the best version of you, and you ain't even know it. That's exactly what happened with me. I was at a $1 million workshop, and I'm just being Jared. If y'all know me, y'all know I talk, and I ask questions. And me and my big yeah raised my hand, and I was sitting at the table with some of the people that she's worked with as well. Up in like oh my goodness, George, like amazing. Didn't speak to him the whole time. Melanie didn't speak to her the whole time. We didn't say a word to each other at all, and now we're friends. But the craziest thing is, I'm raising my hand and I'm on stage with Stacey, and Stacey's just sitting there asking me questions I didn't know I knew the answers to. And then the whole room was like, "Oh, I like that." By the end of the week, I had a whole my people party virtually. And then actually, I think it was either the end of that week or the next week, I ran a whole master class. Now that was intentional. But the point is, it's like when you just do the thing with the right people, oh my goodness. It's like I'm not gonna say anything inappropriate, but there are children that are birthed out of people coming together intentionally to create things that are actually worth creating. I'm gonna say it like that. And Stacey, you would the queen of just say yes and figure it out. Yeah, this is about to be phenomenal. I'm looking forward to hearing what y'all talked about.
So fun. I can't wait. I can't wait to see, like, I feel like we were babies then too. Like I was still relatively new. I had just like turned Do the Thing into a business, I think around the time you interviewed me. And so yeah, I'm just excited to see what happens. Would anyone else like to share? What are you excited about? Why are you here again? Time is our biggest commodity, right? There's something like exciting drawing you in to be able to listen to this. Maybe it's like hearing the journey, maybe saying, I have no idea, or just maybe some of you that are in the boot camp, you want to see how to run one of these. That could be it as well. And Jeff, hi.
How's it going, everybody? Can you hear me? Is my mic?
I love it. Yes. Oh, no. Now we can't. Hello. Now it's cutting out. Uh-oh. Maybe, oh, wait, how about now? Let's try it
Yeah,
now.
let's try it now. Yeah, I think we're on. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, was just getting warmed up here. It's been a long weekend. I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm an advocate for people actually in jail for marijuana. So I work with the industry there. I'm throwing a big concert and I'm organizing that. And the reason I'm here is I've got 300 podcasts under my belt uh, with Tommy Chong from Cheech and Chong and things like that. But we're helping people that are less fortunate that are in jail for nonviolence. And so that's a special thing. I'm doing a concert that I want to network and get the word out. So I want to learn how to do more of that and to raise the money. I need to raise $3 million to put a concert on at Oakland Coliseum. So I'm really excited to be in the group with everybody and to share the awareness of these people that are in jail that are mothers and fathers for marijuana. And so that's basically one of my things. And then my fine art works around that. I'm opening up a marijuana gallery, which is going to have beautiful photographs that are mm, describing, that are showing marijuana. It's just beautiful things. So I want to learn how to do that and to be efficient and to be successful this lifetime. I see so many people leaving the planet right now for in old age, and I want to be able to be with them also. So, and I also invite everybody to join my legacy program. I do an hour legacy show once a week, and so that's really beautiful.
So good. Thank you so much, Jeff. So glad to hear. And feel free to put some love in the comments for Jeff. And Jeff, if you want to share anything about your link in the comments, feel free to do that as well so people can follow you.
I appreciate you all, and it's really inspiring to be around people that are doers.
Yes. So good. And Jocelyn, yay, Jocelyn.
Hey there. So great to be here. Well, I'm here just A for the energy. I'll come to anything that has Stacy's that the invitation comes from Stacy. I don't care what it's called or what it is. I'm just showing up. And I'm particularly here. I have a podcast, the Smarter Online Safety Show with Jocelyn King. I've had it. In fact, I'm just at my 1 year anniversary. I've got like 50 episodes under my belt, and I've been on a guest on on about 50 other people's podcasts, and that's been great. And I just want to learn more. And I tend to, and I'll say this because I think it'll resonate with a lot of other people. I tend to build, 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 and then launch.
Hmm.
And Stacey's kind of like launch, 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 and then build. So I'm trying, I like to say it's, it's okay to fall into a rut, but don't move in and decorate it. And I want to make sure that I'm not so tied into building, building, building that I'm not launching. So I'm here for the inspiration so I can get out of my own way. So there you go.
So good. I love that. Thank you so much. And maybe this will inspire you to do a podcast listening watch party after you see this one. That'll be fun. And Mare, hello, Mare.
I'm here for the play date. And I always find that my imagination gets expanded when I play with you, Stacey and Kristin. And because I'm a dream lifter, I'm interested to hear the past, how you were playing with your dream and where it is today. Because as a dream lifter, what I know is when you play with others, your dreams come faster. So that's what I'm interested in experiencing today.
So good. Kristen, how long is the episode? I probably should have figured that out before. Maybe we won't listen to the whole one. We'll listen to part of it. We'll see how long it is.
34,
Oh,
35 minutes.
that's not bad. We'll see. We'll see we'll feel the energy in the room and kind of get an idea. But so good. Karen Hall, good to see you. Karen was our first official sponsor for one of our $1 billion impact auctions. It was so fun.
Well, it was really fun, and it was really fun to get to pitch on your stage, and it was fun to get to connect. And I bought a bunch of things, and I am just loving, meeting your people and your people on your My People party. But I echo the sentiments. I love the energy. I get so inspired and so energized when I'm here with you. I was going to say I also have a podcast, and somebody asked for the link. I think Kristin said put the link in for someone else. So I thought, oh, well, I hope it's okay if I share, my link too. But I also wanted to get some more clarification because when I was reaching out to my group leader in the boot camp, and I said, here's my idea for my people party. And she said, oh, well, it needs to have a little bit different structure than that. And I thought, I probably missed the part about it. So I thought maybe if I get just a little bit better clarification about how to do that, because I had an opportunity for a summit for people to speak, and I thought I would bring people together beforehand to just answer questions and have them share what their thoughts about leadership were. And so, but I didn't want to, promote it or something in a way that was not aligned with the way that you do things. So I was looking for a little bit more guidance so that I was, doing things in the proper way, for your group and for your people.
Yeah, I love that. I'll share that with you after too, but you'll see an idea of what we're doing today too. So sounds good. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. And thank you also for sharing. Can we all give it up for Karen also to share what she's struggling or stuck on, right? Like that's really powerful to be able to do in community. And it's rare for people to be able to like do that. So I just wanted to honor that courage too. So thank you. And Ludi and I got to hug in person. It was so fun.
Yes.
She got an auction item at Christina Rose auction, and then boom, there she is. Her and Dr. Kay. I don't know if I think I saw her here earlier. They flew to Miami. We got to be in Miami together. It was really fun.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay? I'm using my
Oh,
husband's
Oh,
computer.
there's Dr.
Okay.
Kay. Yeah.
All right. I don't know how to use his computer exactly right. But I am here because I am learning to build an audience. And by doing the people parties, that is a great way to do it. And just getting to know people and hoping to find podcasts that might let me get my message out as well. So that'd be awesome.
So good. Thank you so much. On that
Yeah.
note, it was perfect transition. We're going to go ahead and give the space for everybody right now to share. Like, I think your LinkedIn would probably be the best, but if you're not on LinkedIn, put your Facebook group or not group, but your personal profile, and I'll show you mine. And that way, anyone that wants to still connect, you maybe heard from somebody that spoke, you want to connect with them after. So throw your link in the comment. And then for those of you, I think a lot of you are in the boot camp, so I'm going to explain this strategically too. That these are also used to be able to invite people to things. So Kristin, do you want to share before we go into the podcast, what is going on Friday? How do they join? And then I'll share about the thing on Saturday too.
So fun. All right. A lot of links in the chat right now. So I'll wait a second. Well, no, I'll do it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's my 3-year anniversary party. I have learned how to get out of my own way. I've learned that readiness is a myth. I've learned that there's never a good time. And whatever you're doing right now, whatever dreams you're chasing, say the 4-step framework for say yes and figure it out is how you get everything done. And I will be teaching that framework on Friday and just sharing like tips and tricks and strategies. I guarantee in the hour plus hour and a half that we'll be together, you will leave with actionable insights and strategies, and it'll just be a lot of fun. So I'd be honored if you wanted to come and hang out with us Friday. There's the link again. It's 10 a.m. Pacific because it was April 17th, 2023 at 10 a.m. when I logged into my one-to-one with my boss and got fired.
It's amazing just to see how much can happen in just a short amount of time. And when you have the right people around you doing it, and it's so powerful. Well, it's so exciting. Are you going to bring like a hat or like a.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and to put it into perspective, I've scaled my business in 3 years to $800,000 plus of revenue. And I am committed to saying that 2026 is my first $1 million year. So 800,000 in 3 years. And now how do we go to $1 million in 1 year? So I'll bring anything. I'll bring all of the light, all of the energy, all of the inspiration. If that's a hat, I'll bring a hat.
So good. I love it. And then for double the fun on Saturday, I love we have a double back to back. So on Saturday, I'm doing a people party masterclass. And this will be the first time I'm sharing the registration page for it. You guys are the first ones. I'm going to put it in the chat here. And it's going to be 11 to 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. When I birthed this program called the Wealth Experiment a few years ago, everybody that wasn't a part of it was like so sad that they weren't a part of it because they missed it. You know, it was a one-time invitation. It was the first time. And like, there were so many people that were like, what happened? How did I miss it? This is the same kind of idea where I'm birthing the brand new thing for Do the Thing at this masterclass, at the People Party Masterclass, where I'm going to be sharing my best like community building, audience building strategies. I'm going to be talking about the auctions that we've been doing, how to get your products and services in front of more people, getting in front of huge audiences, and all of the things. So super excited about that. Would love you guys to join us there. So, okay, with that, Kristin, get us in the energy of this episode. It's listen only, right? So we're going to listen to it, which is great. We'll get to see each other's faces. What I also want to do is during it, if you hear something that strikes you, just put it in the chat, right? So if I'm like, blah, 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 and you're like, oh my God, that's great. Or Kristin says, blah, 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 and you're like, that's great. Let's just keep the energy in the room by sharing what we're loving about it. And we'll get an idea. We may or may not listen to the whole thing, but the idea is we wanted to at least get it on, to get everyone to first learn about Kristin's podcast. Number one, because we want everyone to listen to it. Number two, and then Kristin, is there something they could do on your podcast that would help you? Is it like leave a review? Do you want them to follow it? All that stuff there? Yes. So
Yes.
supporting Kristin, yeah, like follow, yeah. And so we'll see how long we listen to it, but yeah. So this is gonna be hard for me because I don't actually like listening to my voice. But we will try. This is why I'm the only TEDx talk I have not done a watch party for because I'm like that is the hardest thing. That's why I do it for other people. So okay, here we go. So Kristin, we're gonna go ahead and play the podcast.
Okay. And that's the link. I just spelled it wrong. So I think it'll just play I'm tempted to speed it up, but you and I talks fast. So
So
okay.
should we
Timing
there we
for
go.
this. Okay, you
Got it?
And it's connecting.
Okay, cool.
Connect. Stacey, Lauren in the house. My gosh. All right. Are you ready? I think we are live. Are you ready, Stacey?
I'm ready. I am like really excited about this because I feel like we've met so many times in terms of virtually. And then when we met in person, I'm like, and you're going to interview me, but I have to just tell everybody like how amazing you are when I'm like sitting next to you. My whole body could like feel the learning and the action, and it's just so cool to meet someone that like, that is just so activated by doing, right? And to saying, yeah, so I'm excited to be here with you.
All right. Well, all right. Listen, I am excited to be here with you because of this momentum that you're building. What's up, everybody? This is Stacey Lauren. Why don't you first just tell us who the heck you are? And I'm going to say she's so awesome.
Yeah. Hey, guys. I'm Stacey Lauren, and I have the Do the Thing podcast, and I'm the founder of the Do the Thing community. Or Do the Thing communities. I have a singles community where we do dating dare challenges. And then I also have a challenge community where we do starting a podcast and all kinds of challenges that will get you out of your comfort zone. And then I just started the collaboration network. And I just recently launched the wealth experiment, which is exciting.
My gosh. I'm going to drop the link to, hey, Neil, what's up? Join Stacey's community. And I'm like, now I know how it is. Like, I always see you like, okay, let me just do this real quick in the group. And you're like,
I know that's the hard part is like navigating, people, the cool people have like, well, maybe I won't call them the cool people. I'll say we're the cool people that are like still doing our own tech, but there's other people they have like, the producer. We're the cool people.
okay, yeah. So are you even wearing a Do the Thing shirt? What is your,
Got it. It's a dare doer because it would do the thing. We're like dare doers. So I have my dare doer shirt on. So yeah.
okay. All right. So that's Stacey. Her group is here. She's all about, Stacey came crashing into my world in May of 2024. So I haven't known you that long. And you're just all, I mean, you said that nice compliment about me, but like, you're just always like, your brain moves so fast and you have such a ability to see like a holistic picture. And it all has to truly like the core innate part of what I believe your being is collaborating. And then that's what your network is called over here, the Do the Thing Collaboration Network. But you like eat and breathe it. Like everything you do is in collaboration with others, or you're putting people in collaboration with others. And that's just, it's really amazing.
Thank you. It's so funny too, because it's like everyone used to talk to me about being a community person, right? And like having a warm audience and engaging with people in the community. And then now that I'm like teaching people how to like build online engaged communities, I realize because when you're figuring out your system and you have to connect the dots backwards, you realize like, wait, it's not just a community. You're actually building relationships like with us, right? It's so cool that we do it to the it looks like we do very similar things. Like I'm do the thing, you're say yes and figure it out anyway. And it's like, and then even when we met Sarah, like when Sarah was with us and do it now, we had to figure out where our steps were. It's just like really cool when you play in that space because it would be so easy for us to like, to like stay away because we technically look like we're doing something similar, but it's so different in what we do. And so that's what's so great is we're able to now collaborate and see what we can do together.
It's so good. It is so good. Yes. In my industry, I left, we had a women in localization network, and it was competitors and clients who were all helping advance the education of women in the industry. And I do have to thank that experience. I was very involved at the corporate level, nonprofit level. For like 5 or 6 years until just recently, pushing the organization forward, working with, not competing against my industry competitors, right? And I think there's so much to be said. These type of communities, like you're talking about, even you and me collaborating, they are so few and far between. Okay, so this is the platform to say where we share our say yes and figure it out stories. And in order to say yes, you actually have to say no to a bunch of things first so that you don't get stuck or bombarded by chasing shiny objects. But I know I'm not going to say, like you told me ahead of time, oh, you were going to share one story. And then this morning it was like a different story. So the floor is yours. Like when we say yes and figure it out, what is the first or one story you want to share? What's the first?
I just love this concept and I'm so excited for this to just really be in the world because I just feel like it's so important for people to like open their minds up sometimes and with the uncertainty and not knowing, right? And so my first story just goes back to college. I was just trying to pay for school, right? And I'm just kind of like awkward and like an introvert and not really, connecting with people. And then all of a sudden I needed to make money. So I had a choice of two jobs. One was selling or scaling fish in Alaska, which would have really helped my introvertedness, right? Because I could have just like had my head down and done the fish in Alaska. I don't know exactly what that would have been like, but I took the other job, which is selling books door to door. And like you go to this meeting, I don't know if you've ever done these things where you
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
it's like and it wasn't even Craigslist wasn't open back then. It's like the newspaper, college newspaper ad or whatever it was. And you're at the college campus and in the weird room, and there's like 20 other people with you. And they're like, okay, here's what's going to happen. We're going to go to another state and you're going to sell books door to door and you're going to work 80 hours a week and you're not going to know anyone that's around you. And we're going to be consumed with this job. And then that was like my first like say yes, because I had no idea what to expect. I had done sales a little in high school, but nothing to the extent of like going door to door like 12 hours a day. And so that's like the seedling of my say yes story, I guess you could say.
Yeah. What was that even like? I'm picturing the weirdest job I ever responded to because, like, with soul sisters here, it was at this guy's house and he was a hoarder and there was three of us and the other two ladies were like super rough around the edges, politically speaking, and we were selling timeshares from presumably what was like his living. I'm not really even sure what the room was. I'll never forget one day I had to use the bathroom and it was like, oh my god, I don't think I went very many. It was like no, it was like scary, but like nonetheless, you said yes, you figured it out, right? You tried to make it work. So the door. How many weeks did was this a whole summer?
Yeah, it was the whole summer. And so this is the craziest part. So like you go and they're like, you don't have a place to live because when you get there, you have to find a place to live, but you don't find it with like, and remember, I'm older. Like, so there's not even cell phones back then, you know? And so like you literally are like going and you have no place to live and you're knocking on doors like to find a place to live. And you're like, oh, hey, I'm Stacey. I'm a college student. And I'm just wondering, I'm here for the summer and this is what I'm doing. They give you a full script on what to say, and you're literally knocking on doors and finding a place to live. That's what you do.
What?
And so what happened was one of the stores that I went to, they had recommended a church. And so I didn't end up finding well, I kind of did from the doors. I then went to the church, and the church was how we ended up finding our summer home. I had a roommate. We shared a room. It was $70 a month, and we lived with the most coolest family on the planet. She made sun tea. We're in Michigan. It was just like really fun. But yeah, so maybe that's like, it's all these moments, I guess, within that one moment, which I guess that's actually kind of interesting when you think about it. Your say yes moment has all these hidden moments within it.
I love that. Yes, I usually start these with like the idea that a say yes moment is sometimes a big grandiose thing that happens. Like we're going to talk about the next say yes or like this last most recent say yes moment of yours, like a week or two ago, whenever the wealth experiment idea popped into your head, and then what just happened. But it's often the little tiny moments in between, or once you say yes, all the micro say yes moments that happen as a result of the one yes.
Ooh,
You know?
yeah, I love that. That is so
Uh,
good. Yeah, so good.
wow. So you ended up with the coolest family, $70 a month, sharing a room, maybe even a bed. Like that wasn't weird back then, whatever. Like,
I know, and so what I learned in that job was, like, everything that I'm doing now, So, I mean, that's when, for those of you that don't know me, I have, like, my everything I'm doing is, like, my people is, like, I create these, like, my people networks, which are shared goal like, with a shared goal, and so that was my first time kind of, like, being around people for a shared goal, which was just selling books door to door, and I no longer felt awkward, I no longer felt, like, disconnected. I felt really connected because 'cause we're not having these, like, superficial conversations, We're actually like getting to know each other and supporting each other and having a crazy dream isn't weird because you're with people that like are wanting to do something. And so I learned positive thinking, goal setting, like all of these amazing skill sets that I've really kept with me throughout my life. And then apparently uncertainty, right? That's when I probably learned how to manage uncertainty when I don't even know where I'm going to live.
I mean, this is a whole thing. Like, what did your parents think? And were you a freshman or a senior in college? I mean, we can move on.
Yeah, I was a junior. Yeah, I was a junior. I wish I found it when I was a freshman. Yeah, but I did it for 2 years. So 1 year we went to Michigan, and the other year it was Iowa. Yeah.
It was so good for the soul and so many. Like, you must have also made good money at it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great money. I mean, it was like back then, it was like one summer it was like $15,000 and another summer is 20 grand. So it like literally was like a huge thing. But then there was like, okay, this was a moment. I should probably mention this. This is my money grows on trees moment. So I'm like in Iowa and my car broke down. I'm in the middle of a cornfield and I'd already been selling the book. So I saw that I could make money with just a bag, and like
Yeah.
full books inside of it. And so I just like my car broke down. I'm sitting in the middle of this cornfield and again, no cell phones, or anything. And I'm just like, I'm gonna be okay, because I never, I don't know, there was just this moment where I realized that like I never had to worry about money again. And maybe the cornfield isn't related, but it feels like it because maybe the noise stopped where I was like just enough where I felt like I'm actually gonna be okay. I don't need to worry about money because I have my voice, right? And
Mm.
I'm able to like we connect on this, like the law of averages where you go to enough people, you're gonna make enough sales. And I'm never gonna have to worry about money anymore. And that's the moment that I realized money really did grow on trees because as long as I could put the effort in, I could
Mm.
take any risk I wanted. I could leave any job I wanted. I could leave my business when I wanted. It didn't matter because money grows on trees.
So good. Oh my gosh. So, okay. so many things, but I think with the books, like I haven't asked the most important question. What were the books about? Books were they?
Yeah, they were just educational books. So it was like back then, there's no internet yet. So it's like you're taking these like all these encyclopedias, right? And you're condensing them down into like 4 books. So you're selling these like student handbooks. But the funny thing was the second year I started selling CD-ROM had just started coming out. And that company's still around. They're doing great. I don't know exactly how they're selling things now, but they were so good with just like evolving and not making excuses for why things couldn't happen, and so they were able to like figure out how to sell it with the CD-ROMs coming out because that was like a new objection. But yeah, they were just like simple handbooks that you show people, and you go door to door, and you like train your brain to like have fun, right? Because you could make it miserable, but there's rain, and there's like tornadoes, like sometimes the sirens would be ringing and I'd still be knocking on doors, and they're like, the families are like, what is like, what is literally what's wrong with you, But then you get to go in their house, which I don't know if I do that now, but like you go in their house and like get shelter. I don't know. It was just a really interesting, fun time. And then the second year I got to actually recruit students to do it. And then I was like a leader of people doing it too, which was really fun.
You were. And so you took, like paper with you, right? They would fill out paper applications, and at the end of the day or the week, you would mail them in or something.
Well, the funniest thing is, so yeah, you're like filling out the order form and you're taking the money, and then there's like delivery week where you have to deliver all the books that you just sold at the end of the summer. So like you're not just done when you sell it, you're actually the one delivering them too. Yeah.
Like Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah. But the thing that was like, I don't know, I wonder if this had something like a part of my life, but like you'd see someone in the beginning of a summer and the end of the summer, and like you'd see all these changes, like divorces would happen, people would have been losing their houses and losing their jobs. And like you're like seeing like what happens in a 3-month span, which, really, yeah, it just makes you realize like how like 3 months, like everything can change, when sometimes you think that things aren't changing, but they're evolving on such a fast level.
Oh, that's good. That is so true, because isn't that like a good just perspective to have? And that we're often too close to the thing that we're doing and we don't even see it, right? Or we fail to like get our heads out of the sand to see all of the progress we have made.
Totally. Yeah. Such a good point. Yeah.
Well, okay. So fast forward a few years, maybe. Was there any other say yes stories? Otherwise, I want to ask you, when did you decide you were going to do the wealth experiment? Like, this is really.
Yeah. Let's go there because I feel like that's like the most hot for me. And I'm excited to like have this kind of like moment memorialized because this was definitely a huge say yes moment. Like I have this program, Audience Accelerator program that I had launched maybe like I think I originally launched it like 6 months ago, I and then I did another masterclass like 3 months ago. And I've had like 24 people in the program. Everyone loves it. Everyone like constantly is saying like good things about it and everything. And then I was basically I was ready to like launch it again. And so last week I did a masterclass on it. It was like a pop-up masterclass. And for those of you that don't know what a masterclass is, it's basically like you just get people together on a Zoom. We learned from our mentor, Eileen Wilder, who's unbelievable and taught us this concept of $1 million day, right? And so basically did this masterclass, and I didn't do one. I did like what we would say a janky one, right? Last week.
The week of July 8th.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, exactly.
I had to look too. I really
was like, this is really a week ago. Yeah. So I did it a week ago, and it was like just meant to be a pop-up event for me to validate my offer. Because what happened was, sorry if this is too much, but I feel like I have to like explain it because I'm still processing it because it's been insane. But I was thinking of changing the name from Audience Accelerator to Audience Incubator, just because it was like a more kind of like relational way, and it felt good. And so I did that. It was so fun. My boyfriend came on, he like co-hosted with me, or was my MC, or however you want to call it. And we just had fun. We had like the little party hats on the Zoom, and it was just like a really fun time. And basically that was me putting the offer out, just to see like, does it make sense? Will it convert? Because I was changing like the name and all the things inside of it. And it converted. I think three people bought, but through like the questions people had, they were like, what's the incubator? I don't get it. Like they just didn't understand like what it was. And then the people that bought, they were basically saying that they bought, but that they didn't know if it was right. Not that if it was right for them, but if they could do it, like Like, do you think I can really do this? Like, could I make it work? You know, is this right for me? Like, based on what I'm doing? And then I had people that didn't join that also said, you know, like, oh, I'm not ready yet, like for something like this. This seems way like outside of my comfort zone, you know, but I want it. Right. And keep in mind, like the people that I'm not doing anything cold, everyone that I'm with is warm. This was my first time I did get well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But most of the time, everyone's warm. So I already know them, you know. And so when I hear them saying, like, oh, I'm not ready yet, I'm like thinking, I know you. I know you're ready. Right. So then this is my say yes moment. We're here. We're here right now, Kristin. Are you ready? So I'm just like looking, and one of the people I actually had her in the welcome party today. I'm like looking at her, you know, and I'm like the one that said no. And I'm like, how can I help her? This is how I do things different. Like, I don't look at an avatar like most people do. Most people are looking like, how can they sell to their avatar? I look at like, how can I help this person move? Right. And so all of a sudden, I'm looking and I'm like, how can I help her break through like this block that she has where she thinks she can't do it? And that's when I realized she needs to do my Find Your Voice challenge, because Find Your Voice helps you break through a lot of mental blocks, right? And then I was like, wait, she's already done the Find Your Voice challenge, so that's not going to work. And then I'm like, oh, she has to sell Find Your Voice. So instead, and so this is the wealth experiment. So I basically then decided that I was going to create this thing called a wealth experiment, which is where I'm giving people the products that I already have that are converting, right? And then let them sell it. And then get this. This is where I feel like I've invented something major, because like, so it's different than affiliate marketing. It's like, because I have a group momentum strategy. And so I'm breaking people's minds of like what is attached when they're like selling something, right? And I'm like basically giving them my products to sell. They get 100% of my low ticket and they're going to split the high ticket 50%. And then their products are going to be like a bonus on it. So my say yes moment was like, everyone said, that's crazy. Why are you doing that? This doesn't make any sense. No one's going to understand it. And also, like, you're going to miss out on all these amazing people that are already wanting to work with you, that already have offers. They're not going to want to sell your products. Right. And I was like, I don't care. And I said yes and figured it out anyway. And then I just had my master class Saturday, and people really didn't understand it, but they walked.
Yes, like this is what makes this. I did Stacey an injustice not by chiming in my own voice on that. Like he does it perfect. First, second, third. Like we shouldn't strive for perfection. We should strive for doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody understood it, but oh, I don't know, 20 people bought it.
Yeah, so it got clearer as it went, but like during the master class, like people felt the energy in there. Like one of my people was like, I'm just getting it because like I know you and I know this sounds great and I know the challenge framework you have. So like I know whatever it is you're saying I could do, but like still it wasn't clear. And then as I went on, it like got clear. So the wealth experiment really is my ultimate say yes story, because I could have waited. I started like I like from the moment I thought about it, like I didn't even plan the masterclass yet. I wasn't even going to do the masterclass. I was going to sell it over email because I already pitched the offer, you know? And so I was just going to say, okay, how do I sell an email saying like, okay, now it's the audience accelerator, you know? And then, um, and then I have the TEDx talk that I'm doing end of August. So originally I was going to push it back till after that, but then I realized I had to push everything forward, you know, to July, because, you know, money loves speed, right? Doesn't Eileen say that? So it's like, I needed to like go. Otherwise, I don't know, this might have just died, you know, like in a graveyard of do the thing dreams. That can happen. And that's what happens to me. Like I say that because it's true. Like if I don't take action on it immediately, it's like, it's not going to happen, you know, for the most part. And so that was my say yes moment, was really like tapping into the fact that like this wealth experiment was like too good to wait, and that I needed to push it forward, you know, and do it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So many questions. This is amazing. If you're watching this live or the replay, like let us know what questions you have, tactical or strategic. 'Cause some of the verbiage might be new, but
Yeah.
also let's thread some of the needles. So you did a janky pop
Yeah.
July 8th. How many people did you invite and how many people showed up?
Oh yeah. I don't actually know, because I just send it on my email list and then I share it in my group, and then I do some like lives basically. So I'm not sure how many were like maybe registered to showed up. I don't even remember. Isn't that so funny? I don't even remember. But at least 50, at least. Yeah, it was probably at least 50 were there. Yeah.
Amazing.
So
Okay.
yeah.
50 and 3 converted at the final price that you're selling it at.
So technically, this is something a lot of people don't realize, and now we're getting in the weeds, but I feel like it's important because this is part of a say yes story. And you can relate. Like it's exhausting to put something out there because you're putting everything you have, right? And you're doing it. And then some people, like let's say, like that's terrible odds, right? Terrible, whatever that conversion, if you think about it, 3 out of 50. It's not good, right? But I already know if I would have sent like an email, my email sequence.
Oh.
Wow, that was crazy. That's so crazy. So yeah, we'll let you guys listen to the rest because we want to leave the room open for like everything that's happening right now. I think the thing that's so wild is that like I was talking about the wealth experiment before, and I'm like still like I am still trying to figure out pieces of the wealth experiment because I'm doing a new launch similar to the wealth experiment but a different offer. I'll give you guys the name. Are you ready? The name is going to be called the Do the Thing Playground. And it's like everything that I've been doing wrapped into one, and it's like the most exciting thing that I think I've done ever. And so I've been trying to track back what I did with the wealth experiment because it was successful, to make it easier to launch it. And so I've been really trying to connect the dots. And that's what I love is like when you can like tell your journey on these podcasts. And Kim's podcast is another example I talked about was when I'm not doing certified facilitators right now. I don't have that open, but like I was at the time and that's saved on Kim's podcast. But oh my gosh, Kristin, that was so fun. You ask really good questions.
I just
Yeah.
kept saying, oh my gosh, I have so many questions. That was so good. Do you guys like, first of all, I love the reflections in the chat. This was really fun. Let's like give some emojis or just like, that was so fun. Jared said we're listening to something without video, but we're all on video. So model this and go do this on your own with your own podcast or guests.
Yeah, I'd love to hear, yeah, just maybe some of you. I mean, if whether you actually, Amelia, do you mind being first? Because you were like a part of my like story so much. For those of you that don't know, Amelia was my like business coach during like some of the hardest moments in my life, even when I owned my company. And it's so fun. She's playing into my People Party boot camp right now. But I don't know, how does it feel like listening back to that too? Because I'm sure, you know.
I'm having like flashbacks. I think so. I mean, I hope this isn't speaking out of turn, but saying that, there's always a struggle behind it. So you were wrestling and struggling with things and just trusting yourself when something had clarity, even if it wasn't complete somehow, that I think that is one of your strengths, actually, Stacey. And I can hear the whole thing in what you're saying. And also that, you have a quality that I think is so fresh, and that is being willing to be starting and being willing to explore, be curious and explore. And that's that's a quality of development, like childhood development. And that really comes out in that, like the kind of joyful telling of the story. And the story was accurate for all of you who are listening. It was really accurate. But just that, I just decided to give it a try. I mean, it's such a it's such a beautiful quality of a beginner's mind. Let's say that.
Yeah, I love that. It's like, it's also like it captured all these first moments, too. Like, isn't it fun? Like, I forgot about the collaboration network that was birthed like right before the wealth experiment. Because what I saw people struggle with when I was helping them build their audience was so many people struggled to getting an audience, right? Like going out and like asking people, will you come to my thing? And so then I'm like, I'm going to give them a play space in the collaboration group so they can just get an audience right then and there and collaborate with people. And that's been like really cool. But anyway, that was so fun.
Yeah,
But it,
thanks for asking me. That
yeah,
was
no,
fun.
thanks. I love having you here. Do you have your people party scheduled yet? Because you got to put it in the chat if you do. I want to go to it too. The Beast.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have it scheduled yet. As soon as I'm
Okay.
back in Chicago, I'm gonna schedule it.
Okay. Put a
Yeah.
poll in the boot camp group because that would be fun to see.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. Put a poll in. Okay, good
Yeah.
idea.
Yay. Okay. Would anyone, Dee Dee, how about you? Because we got to experience each other. I mean, on Mosquito Island and like, I don't know, curious what you think. And with the cohort leaders right now in the boot camp too.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. This was amazing. It's 10 o'clock here in London, but I was telling my son, that's it. I really want to be there and just witnessing your magic, Stacey. I don't think I can get enough. And I just love doing that. I don't know why. Like I felt we're listening to a podcast while we're on video. How does this make sense? And then when I did, actually, I truly loved it. It feels like we collectively experience something together. You know, back in the time we watch movies together and then we chat about it. But for me, it's really, I'm going to listen to the whole interview. But I love how, I have like a half page of nuggets here and things that you said, but I just truly love Money Love Speed and how you just jump into the things without overthinking, which is, of course, reflection on my own way of doing things. And yeah, I just loved it. Thank you so much. I definitely will borrow this concept for in the future.
Well, and isn't it fun? Because, like, if you think about me, I wasn't expecting or even thinking that I would be uncomfortable, but I was like nervous, like being the person, and so that feeling is like it's hard for someone to like it's one thing to record the thing, but then to like put it out there, right? That's where the TEDx Talk Watch
Mm.
Party was born, was because it's hard to like, I'm gonna say market because this technically wasn't me marketing it, but like whatever, it's hard to listen to your own stuff. So it's cool when you're able to like create the community experience around it and then seeing the feedback real time is also really exciting. And
Yeah.
Kims, good to see you.
Yeah, I just want to say, Kristin, congratulations and what a great job. And yeah, the reason the interview is so good is because Kristin, you did a great job facilitating, and Stacey, you're a great guest. And I loved it, Stacey, when you would say, "Well, this is getting into the weeds a little, but like who cares? Like if there's some backstory you need to tell, you're willing to tell it to make the point come across a lot more clear." And Kristin, you just let it flow and let it go, which a lot of hosts don't. They just kind of take over the conversation. So kudos to you, Kristin. Great podcast. It's going to be really fun to watch how your podcast does and listen to it all the time. So that's so good. And Stacey, of course, you're a rock star. So it's so good.
It makes me think like we have to listen to yours again because I think I remember on yours, I was just talking about like raising money, but I had no idea like how I was doing it yet. I think I was talking about being an auctioneer and the movie. And anyway, just be interesting to do that. There you go. We're seeding a future one. Yeah, and keep in mind, like whether you do a My People Party around your podcast or you're just going on podcasts, it's like a really powerful way to like see these like time capsules in moments of your life because literally I've been struggling so hard trying to find these pieces of how I launched the wealth experiment. And I just need to listen to this episode and like, really get it and then see the whole story through it because I had forgotten each of the steps. So it's really cool. Really cool.
Well, and I'd like to say something on that. So like I believe that all the stuff we do, like showing up online, being on podcasts, collaborating with others, sitting in groups like this, running challenges, participating in challenges, it all adds up to like how people see us online. But the reality is, the algorithms, they tend to hide things from people that want to follow you, know you, like you, trust you. So it's two things. One, like Stacey said, put your voice out there continuously. Don't wait until you're ready. Do it now, right? Because then you get to capture what's happening now and through all of your iterations. And then two, be so proud to brag about it, share about it, like have other people love on you about it because that like being on a podcast show is just one part of the battle. The other part is like, when you're on Kim's show, for example, and now my show, because I modeled from Kim, like we will send you like, hey, here, send this. We're going to email our list about it. We're going to do all these things. But like you too, as the guest, you should be self-promoting and encouraging other people to listen and watch so that they know that like what your zone of genius is, even as you continue to evolve. So like, that's what's so cool here is like Stacey was sharing a moment in time and now she's calling it a capsule, right? And then it's so cool to go back and listen to it 18 months later. And so much has changed, yet so much has stayed the same.
So good. Oh, could we take a quick photo and then we'll hear from Jared? We'll do a quick one here. Ready? Everyone want to smile? Here you go. Speaking of great moments in time. So good. And Jared. Here we go.
I'm here. Oh my goodness, man! I got so for Kristen. I need you to Lucy, explain. Did you just play that audio just from over on your side and just let it just go through your Zoom?
Yes.
No excuses. Oh my gosh. No, that's the most low tech. I don't think y'all understand. This means It's like me taking my phone and just playing it right here, right now.
Yeah.
And we literally all stayed engaged. Let's make sure we notate that. Like,
Stacey,
there's
2
no
minutes.
excuse. She literally just pressed play over there, and we all listened. There was no audio shared via the Zoom. There was no coming from the computer. No excuses. This, oh my freaking gosh.
I just
Okay.
want to say 2 minutes before we started, Stacey's like, "Do you have it pulled up?" And I was like, maybe. And then she just said go, and so I just pushed play.
No excuses.
So good.
And everyone's, oh my gosh. And we were all hooked. Second, Stacey, oh my goodness. Like, you was just dropped. Like, we were getting to see bits and pieces of this was Stacey before. This is Stacey now. That was Stacey then. Where is Stacey going to be next? But you're still doing the thing. You're literally doing everything that you were already doing. If anything, you just have cool sites that align with it now. Like, it's just more organized. I guess you have different people that are assisting, but y'all did a phenomenal job. And then on top of all of that, I don't know if anybody's been in radio or anything like that. Of course I have. Listen to my voice. But I literally just, I'm Stacey, this is a thing. Let this be a history. Like, this is a thing. There are two platforms. One is called Station Head. The other one was called Amp Radio. Kristin is the one that told me, Jared, you should take those recordings that you have and you should like just sell them. I'm like, what? Oh, by the way, I made like thousands of dollars doing that. But yeah, you told me to do that. I did that. But literally, they sit on their phones and they just do a episode just talking, and people listen in and they comment just like we were, except there's no camera on radio. You just created a thing, meaning you can literally replay podcast episodes and people can come and actually listen, and literally you can see, because I was trying not to do it, but Kristin and I were seeing each other. So I did something, she did something. I knew she was looking at me. I knew she was talking to me. I don't think y'all understand what the level of connection that just took place based on audio that was being played through a freaking microphone on the actual laptop, and there was nothing spectacular about it. It wasn't coming through like Jared's audio, none of that. This is how it is done. So Stacey, what is this called? I know you said time capsule, but is it
Podcast listening? Yeah, podcast listening. I think it's podcast listening people party, but honestly, it's whatever you want to call it. Basically, it just we're listening to podcasts together. But there's a specific format, which is getting the community engaged, which is the do the thing kind of like my people methodology. Yeah. So yeah, I'm doing a party tomorrow for boot campers, for those of you that are in there at 9:00, where Deb Drummond, I met her at the Celebrity Gifting Suites and the Oscars, and she's doing something called an ask party, where this is something she's been doing. My daughter went to it and she was like, it was amazing. And I asked Deb if she would do it for the people inside the boot camp, and she said yes. So there's other people that do different things, like Nick Gray to our cocktail party, and then I bring them inside the format. Anyway, that's a longer story, but that's what my book is. So I'm saying it out loud to see if it makes sense.
This is a podcast, my people. Well,
Yeah.
a listen
I
only
Yeah.
podcast, my people party.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand the gravity of what you did, but this is.
Oh, and then just to show you guys, so the episode, I think it would be fun to listen for those of you that haven't. So, Kristin, hopefully you'll be getting a bunch of new listeners today on your podcast. But I was here, I had already created a movement, but I had not gone global reach yet. So, because it was right before my TEDx talk. And then I didn't even know about these circles. These circles weren't even created yet because they were born, I think they were born in the wealth experiment. Mare, do you know, were they born in the wealth experiment? I think so, huh? Yeah. So it's wild because you don't hear me talking about, I mean, I did have comfort circles then, the type audio, video, and some different ones, but I like comfort circle for each challenge, but I didn't have the global movement comfort circle. Yeah. Anyway, it's kind of wild.
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Your demonstration, be the explanation, Kristin and Stacey, because this is huge. Thank y'all.
So good. I'm going to put in the chat, and Kristin, put yours too, the masterclass on Saturday. And I'd love to hear from Wendy, and then we will wrap this up. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And Wendy, it's great because you're in both of our ecosystems. So I'd love to hear, what you're going to say.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight because I have recently been in a room where you talked about the money tree. And then, of course, that's one of the challenge dares. And then on this is going back in history and you talked about the money tree then. And honestly, I feel like for what my brain took in, they were exact conversations. Like when something's in your imprint, like this was, you talked about it back then, you talked about it just recently, and it sounded like the very same conversation to me. So I thought that was really cool.
Oh, so good. I love that. Yeah, no, I didn't. It's funny because you don't know when you're going to say things. And I'm like, I wonder if I'm going to talk about money grows on trees. And then boom, there it was. I'm like, yes, cool.
Oh,
my
so,
God,
and you're just listening to this on the fly, so I'm watching you enjoy it. And I'm like, yeah, it was thank you for that.
So good. Oh my gosh. Kristen, any parting words? Thanks for doing this with us. This is so cool.
Did we want to hear from Rena? Do we have 2 more seconds? Or I know we're
Oh, yeah. I've
let's
always
just
got
go
with
ahead,
the
yeah.
hand. Yeah. Rena. Hey,
Okay.
Hey, sorry, it's been a work day, and I don't even know what I signed up for with you, Stacey, because I've been in Europe and now I'm back, and I'm like, okay, I'll just jump on. But what I really, really, really loved is your story about selling books, because I teach sales, and I really feel like that process is what makes people fearless and say yes. So if something scares you like that, I was just listening to how it defined you, and I had a similar situation where I picked up women on Washington Metro. Like that was what I used to do for sales. And this, just listening to your story was just like so inspirational. I was like, yep, she did that stuff too, and it really kind of gives me a lot of respect for what you've been through.
Oh, so good. Thank you. And Rena, as far as you being back in town, I'm going to text you with somebody that can help you get started. So just so you know,
Okay, cool.
we have a
Thanks.
no man left behind policy at Do the Thing. So,
You're actually in my group, and I have a Zoom tonight to help you get. And I
oh,
sent you an email.
All right,
good.
sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mare. All right, everyone. Kristen, do you want to share any parting words?
you all so much for joining this fun. I just brought such a smile to my face. So it was so fun. I want to do it again. And I highly encourage all of you to do it. And we will see you when we see you. And hopefully I'll see you Friday, and then we'll see you again on Saturday.
Thanks, everyone. All right, do the thing. Don't wait for opportunity. Create it. Say yes and figure it out. Bye, everyone. Thank you.